Tonight's experiment is about how easily we can be manipulated. Can an innocent person be persuaded to confess to a murder that he hasn't committed? We all fall prey to unnecessary guilt. Guilt has been used as a tool to manipulate us throughout history. The church has encouraged all manner of damaging guilt around the notion of sex, and feelings of guilt and shame are the primary modern causes of depression. To break free from it, we need to first see how it can take us in its grip. To do so tonight, we need an innocent person, a really nice guy. Well, our innocent person is called Jody. He's on his way here now. We've invited him to a completely fabricated conference. He has no idea it's anything to do with me, and no idea that everybody he's going to meet here is an actor. And I'm going to use them to trigger a series of events which will hopefully compel him to confess to a murder that hasn't even happened. So this is Jody as we first met him a few weeks ago when we auditioned various people to be in my shows without telling any of them what it was going to be about.
I work with children. I work in a Sure Start centre for children under 5. Do I enjoy it? Oh, God, yeah. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it.
We also secretly contacted his friends and family to find out more about him.
Everyone that meets him instantly loves him.
Jody is the kind of brother who you can turn to in a time of need, and he'll always be there.
He just loves being with people, and he likes making people happy.
It's clear that Jody is the least likely person to ever commit a murder. Now, he has seen my shows and is aware of what he might be getting himself into. He's also been screened to make sure he would be psychologically robust enough to take part. So, working with his family and friends, we told him that he'd failed the audition. And then weeks later, we posed as organisers of a special weekend seminar and invited him to this historic country house hotel. Now, Jody will be here soon, so I've got to go and hide myself, so enjoy tonight's experiment. Over the next few days, this house will host Student Futures, a seminar about getting students successfully into the workplace. We've invited Jody to give a talk on life as a recent graduate, and so far, he believes every word. During his stay, he'll be filmed by 21 covert cameras and one crew on the ground that Jody will be told is filming a promotional video of the event.
Go to a tighter shot as we can on the group around the sofa.
From my control room behind the stable block, I'll be able to observe an army of actors who I've spent days training in the guilt-mongering techniques necessary to manipulate Jody into confessing to a crime that he hasn't even committed.
Hello there, all right?
Welcome to Bradley House. My name's Daniel, I'm the house manager.
Steve White.
I've created a cast of characters to speak at the fake event. There's the entrepreneur, Steve White, the Reverend Jenny Green, Professor Alice Plummer, Miss Scarlett Evans, the retired Colonel Sir Robert Coleman, and not forgetting our future murder victim, Dr. Patrick Black. Here he comes, here he comes.
Okay, let's follow up on camera 3, please.
Good luck, everyone.
Okay, depending on where Jody goes, let's follow him up on camera 1.
Could I take your name, please?
It's Jody Rasugin.
Rasugin, Mr. Rasugin, there we go. And you are staying with us tonight in Bradley House itself.
Okay, I say 2, give me a wide shot.
Okay, if there's anything that I can help you with, don't hesitate to ask.
Okay.
And I'll just take you through to the library here. John and Mark, who the conference organisers, are here. That's John standing up there.
Hi, how are you? Hi, Jody, John. Nice to meet you, mate. Come on in. How you doing?
I run my own business, yeah.
I bet you're all really nervous.
So what do you do at Plymouth?
I did do a social work degree. I've just finished it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Steve.
Oh, hi, Jody.
Nice to meet you, Jody.
Well, welcome again, everyone. It's lovely to have you all here. It's a couple of quick, short parish notices, basically. First of all, there are a couple of areas that are out of bounds, I'm afraid. We've got a few offices that are working out of the stable block. So basically, anything at the rear of the house is pretty much out of bounds. Local amenities. If you go into the village itself, Maiden Bradley, all that's there is a post office and a police station. So if you need anything, the best idea is to come and see us, and we'll provide everything that you need.
Okay, so let's begin the experiment. So there are 3 things that I need to do in order to make Jody confess to that most horrible of crimes, a murder, and one that he didn't commit. And the first one is to create some triggers that I can fire to make him feel guilty whenever I want him to. So the way we're going to do that is to create some situations where he will feel guilty, and then whenever he's at the peak of that guilt, the actors are going to squeeze him on the shoulder, or I'm going to fire a sound of a bell off through the hotel, which I can do by pressing the button on here. That creates a bell sound that will play through the hotel. Now, what will happen is he'll begin to associate the feeling of guilt with the squeeze on the shoulder and with the bell sound. And then I'll be able to fire those off to make him feel guilty. And that's just like when you hear a song that you first heard when you broke up with somebody, and then whenever you hear it again, it just makes you feel awful.
And so what will you talk about tomorrow?
I'm not 100% sure, because again, I'm not sure what's required of me.
So what's going to happen next is the course organisers are going to take Jody out into the corridor, and then they're going to make him feel guilty. They're going to start that off. So we just need the sound nice and clear on that, because I'm going to play the bell sound in the hotel. Okay. Cheers.
Don't babble in your speech.
Hey mate, just want to double check, like you got everything for your speech tomorrow.
I expect probably what I'll do is talk a little bit about the things that I've done.
John, I've just found out, I haven't invited Alex Betteridge.
I feel awful about this.
Oh, no, it's that horrible.
That's a feeling, you know, when you get guilty in your stomach. When do you get that though, like when you feel guilty? Where does it sort of,
It kind of just stays there, you know, just keep a hold of it.
It's in the gut, that's the thing.
Yeah,
you feel sick?
You feel like physically.
Well, I feel sick, but I get a dry mouth. What do you get?
Dry mouth as well.
A dry mouth.
I get floors. I got like
It's awful, isn't it?
In your...
It's in the pit.
In the pit?
Yeah.
I don't know, the pit of your stomach.
Are you all right about the speech tomorrow?
Yeah, fine.
Don't work yourself up over it.
No,
Because,
no,
like, honestly, obviously there's some really incredible speakers, so don't feel
lot of
guilty. Divorce them. It'll be pleasing.
All right.
It'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine.
So hopefully we've started to get Jody to associate the feelings of guilt with the squeeze on the shoulder and the sound of the bell. Now, normally those feelings of needless guilt come because we've transgressed some rule laid down by an authority figure, whether it's a parent or God or whoever it is. So we need an authority figure, somebody that Jody really admires. We know that he's a big fan of the Australian comedian and musician Tim Minchin. So Tim is here to provide some entertainment at the conference, but to also play a major part in Jodie's conditioning.
You're happy for me to go as far as I want. What I'm not doing is saying, no, there was nothing. I was like, I miss her.
Jodie has no knowledge that his hero is coming tonight.
Nice to see you, man. You're all right. Yeah, Charlie.
Nice to see you. Yeah, good.
Good. So glad you made it. Hi. Sorry. Hi. This is Tim, this is Jodie, and Ellie.
Do you know what the most surreal thing is? That I've actually got a DVD of yours in my...
In your bag?
Suitcase.
In your suitcase?
No.
That's a little bit.
That's a little bit surreal. Yeah.
Okay, so the plan tonight is to make Jodie feel that he has really offended somebody that he massively admires. And that will create a very powerful feeling of guilt and further embed those guilt triggers.
I've been studying so hard in the last year of my final year of university. I was disappointed because I wanted to come and see you in London.
Oh, right.
I know you were gigging in London recently. And when are you next going to be in England?
It'll probably be a while before I do another tour.
Right. Damn.
Okay, so although Jodie's done nothing wrong, the actors are now going to make him feel really guilty.
I think he just upset him.
Oh my God.
He did look a bit upset.
His face changed a bit. It's like, yeah.
What did I say?
It sounded very much like you said, don't be a And that's when his face changed and he walked off, didn't he?
It did. It really did. I mean, I know you might use that sort of language at home, but I would find that really quite offensive.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would as well.
I'm sure you called him a
I'm sure.
I didn't even mean to say that. I didn't say it. I didn't even know I was saying it.
You might have said hunt or I don't know why you'd say hunt, but it might have been.
I thought he was just...
You were feeling bad?
I feel terrible.
he looked quite upset.
He did.
I'll be 2 minutes.
Are we okay?
The gentleman with the longer hair.
Oh, you mean Mr. Minchin?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's just popped out for a few minutes.
Popped outside?
I think so. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure which way.
Is he going off to Francine? Oh, no. Don't go out. Don't go outside. Ali. Nick, he's left. We don't want him coming round here. Nick, get him back inside the house. He might head round to where we are.
Guys, keep an eye on those cameras. See if he's coming around the front.
Well, he might not want to come down. I feel I might have offended him.
You right, mate?
We were just having a conversation with Tim, and we were talking, and I thought it was all casual and pleasant, and then suddenly he walked off, and the Reverend said that it sounded like I said to him that it was a and I would never say that to him.
Next, Holly, his girlfriend, is going to give him a call, and we'll be able to find out now how he's really feeling. Holly is in on this, by the way.
How are you? How's it going?
Yeah. Okay. A little bit weird. There's kind of good things and bad things. We've got some comedy.
Any good?
It's Tim Minchin. He just kind of appeared out of nowhere, and I was like, oh my God.
I can't believe
I've been speaking to him all night, and then Tim just kind of wandered off. He just walked off. What did I say? And they said, well, it sounded like you called him a
What?
And I was like, I said, what? I would never say such a thing.
That's probably just a big misunderstanding and it'll blow over.
Well, it is. It is. That's the point. It is a big misunderstanding. Whatever I said, I never meant to say anything offensive.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
I certainly can't go any worse.
Poor old Jodie, and he has no idea just how much worse his weekend is going to get. So, with phase one now complete, we can make Jodie feel guilty whenever we want him to with our triggers. And the second phase is now to make him doubt his own memory, so that later on he can be confused as to whether or not he might have done something to feel guilty about. And the way we're going to do it is by creating a series of inexplicable changes around him, beginning with Dr. Black's red tie.
So don't underestimate the power of networking.
So Dr. Black will start talking about networking and then start handing out application forms.
Then you're looking at a situation where 50 people in that group become 500 contacts.
So he's handing out the application forms.
Excuse me.
Camera 14.
His tie is going to change colour as he does this, so we'll need to be on that.
I started going to this guy's meetings, started listening to what he had to say about employing younger college graduates, trying to understand exactly what he was looking for. Now, give me your attention for just 1 second. One of the issues with effective listening, I think, is that we believe the literate more than the oral. If it's written down, we seem to think that it's more important. And I'm telling you that
the point is you don't notice, but it's just to make him
so I think if any of you
suddenly start to question his capacity to remember things properly.
Thank you so much for your warm welcome. I'm not sure it's deserved yet, but I'm Alice Plummer, and I am a professor of theatre in the University of Glasgow.
He's seen that this is what Alice is wearing today. She's been wearing this at breakfast and everything as well.
All day, yeah.
So he's had plenty of time to absorb that that's what she's wearing. Yeah.
Interview techniques. We've got preparation.
Here we go. Are we on it? Can we be on it?
Prepare to fail. You know that. That's the key. Appearance. Is what I'm wearing presenting me well? Relaxation. They want you to be the one. Meet them with confidence. It's the one thing that students don't do. They go into that interview and they don't smile. These are the tools to show us all of our learning in this package. There's no point in going in and not being able to communicate your education. I think they're doing brilliant work, and I'm absolutely honoured to be here. Thank you.
Jodie, if you want to come up.
Okay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. See you on the screen. While Jodie's giving his talk, I'm going to sneak into the house and mess around with one of the rooms he's become most familiar with.
So I was going to continue.
As a student or as a
say, tomorrow all day. Yeah. Yeah.
So most of the changes have been quite subtle up to this point, but we're going to see how he reacts to something that happens right under his nose.
Sorry to interrupt. Sorry, just to get clarification from what you said earlier. You said the size of the bathrooms. What did you say? Bathrooms? No, the late. Okay, no, sorry. Wait 1 second. Sorry, if... Make sure that you said transported. So, you don't have to worry about any of that. And obviously all the files and this, that, and that. Okay? Great. So, sorry again. That's great, thank you.
But it's about having it set up as you go.
Did I eat all my fish?
No. I think I have, yeah.
I mean, not
But that is my absolute favourite fish.
I'm suddenly minus half of my fish.
John Dory is sort of a bit of a game.
I don't remember eating all of it. It's just gone.
I've had it in...
No, it's fine.
South Africa.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just
I must have eaten it. I must have eaten it all. I just didn't. I just thought I had a bit left.
OK, so we now need a dry run for the murder itself, just to make sure that everything's working. So Dan, the house manager's going to come in and say that the Duchess's priceless pearl necklace has been stolen. And Jack's going to say that he saw Jodie with it earlier on, which, of course, isn't true. And it's to see now whether a combination of Jodie doubting his own memory to the extent that he might question whether or not he could have had it, and the guilt that I'm going to trigger by setting off the bell sound will be enough to make Jodie believe that he could have actually stolen it and then go and confess to it.
Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to interrupt, but an item of jewellery has gone missing. It's a pearl necklace. Normally it's kept in a display cabinet behind locked doors, but for some reason that particular cabinet has been unlocked for the last few days. So if anybody has found anything...
Jodie, was that the one you had last night? In the class? You were just holding it by the window in the drawing room. You were definitely holding it. I'm not saying you did it, but you were holding it last night. You know, three sets of pearls and it had a kind of clasp on it.
If you do see it, then please come and find me. I'll probably be around the desk.
John to send Jodie up to this room to get the shirt.
I'll grab my shirt. I'm going to go... Yeah, that's right, mate.
Here goes.
Oh, God.
Guilt, anger is triggered.
Look, he's hidden it.
Oh, we know he's feeling guilty. He's hidden it.
You'll be absolutely fine.
If you're fighting, you have to do.
He's given the shirt to John. That's who he was getting it for.
You're okay, aren't you?
All right, yeah, I don't know.
You don't look okay.
Yeah, funny.
Do you? Why is that?
Let's get a tight 2 shot on camera 6.
These pearls.
Yeah.
Well, Jack said that he saw me with them last night.
Okay.
I don't remember having them.
Right.
I'm sure I've never seen him in my life.
You have them in your room?
I don't know how they got there.
Oh, that's okay. No, that's all right. Just go and get them and say where you found them.
Who do I give them to?
Give them to, Dad. Give them to me if you like. I'll say I found them.
No, I should do it myself.
Are you sure?
I should. What if it was me that took them?
I don't mind.
It was me that took them.
Yeah, I should, really.
He's questioning it, isn't he? He's
Going upstairs.
doubting his own memory.
I won't say anything.
It looks like the dry run to get Jody to confess to something he hasn't done is working. He's responded well to the guilt trigger. We've managed to make him doubt his own memory, and he's starting to believe he took the pearls, which we know he didn't do.
What if it was me that took them?
Because he's confused by events, young, compliant, and exposed to fake information, he fits exactly the profile of the thousands of people who make false confessions to the police every year.
Yeah. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Oh, no, don't worry. It's absolutely terrible. Got them back. That's absolutely fine. We'll just say that we found them. Don't worry. Thank you so much.
Go and walk out and stay on camera 1 and Jody.
That's great. I am going to go through and see them.
Okay, so phases 1 and 2 are now complete. We can make him feel guilty whenever we want by using the triggers, and he's doubting his own memory. Third phase is to now give him a sense of a motive. Nothing serious, but just enough that will play on his mind later on. So I've asked Dr. Black to be pretty rude and obnoxious to people within Jody's earshot, and he's been doing that since he arrived.
What was it about you that made you think you didn't need a suit for this weekend? See what I mean? You behave like this to your family, too? Sort of guerrilla push?
family out of it.
Come on, Patrick.
Scarlett, get a hold of yourself. You've had a little too much to drink.
You are someone else. Really fucking someone else.
Phyllis, relax.
Now we're going to create a further possible motive in Jody's mind over a game of croquet.
2 giants of croquet. Let's go.
Whip his ass, Jody.
So, grab your weapons.
Bash somebody's head in with this thing. You got your wallet with you? You got 20 quid in there? I'll put the 20 against everything in my wallet. Shit. You know, rules are flexible. Good work. Aren't you in that left room over there? Anyway, kid.
Cheating at that, don't you? He was kicking it when you were there. It is. But I was looking at him and he was...
I didn't even see. Apparently, Patrick was cheating.
What, and he took your money?
How sad is that he felt like he had to cheat on a game of croquet?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. No need for that, is there?
Oh, you're a star. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
There's no limit to what they can order, is there? Fantastic. I've told the actors to get Jody drunk. It's important.
Have the champagne. Go on, lad.
Who's not got one?
Drinking each hand, Jody. Look at you.
No, I haven't.
Thank you very much, Steve.
I was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks. You were black and I were white. You would always win the fight. Bang, bang. He shot me down. Bang, bang. I hit the ground. Bang, bang. That awful sound. Bang, bang. My baby shot
It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and for the next stage to work, I need to talk to Jody remotely while he's asleep. Now, that would normally wake him up, but what I'll be telling him are instructions to remain asleep. And because I know that he's an open and compliant and therefore fairly suggestible person, this should keep him in a sort of a mid-state between wake and sleep, a dreamy state of inertia called a hypnopompic state. And I need him to be there because I need him to remain asleep while we get him into position. Jody had a lot to drink last night as well, which makes it easier. We've wired up the television in his room so that we can play in a recording of my voice.
Jody, you can hear my voice, but you can continue to sleep. You can sleep, Jody, sleep nice and deeply. I want you to remain nice and deeply asleep. It's just a dream of my voice. You will remain asleep.
You can remain in the sleep with your eyes closed, deeply asleep.
Downstairs, number 18.
Okay. Yep, he's coming down. This is where we want him to start doubting his own memory as to what happened early this morning.
To 18, see, please, as he comes down.
Here he comes.
Thank you.
Into breakfast.
Brilliant.
No problem. Here he is. Jody, come down here.
How you doing, lad?
What was going on?
A little late.
You slammed your door at like 5 in the morning.
Woke Ellie and I up. I'm not kidding.
You were in your dressing gown. I poked my head out because it was really loud. I was like, "Are you all right?" And you were like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
And you were stood at the front in a dressing gown, and I thought, I'm going back to bed. It's 5 a.m.
Jody, what were you doing? You don't remember?
Maybe you were... I was outside. I know that.
You know you were outside?
When I've drunk champagne before, I do have a tendency to forget.
Yeah, he's starting to buy it, isn't he? That's good.
Did you see Patrick? Because he goes for walks, doesn't he?
Have you seen Patrick?
No.
He'll be about. No, he gets up early.
All right, morning, everyone. Very rowdy this morning. Welcome, and thank you for yesterday, guys.
Are we ready to spring our bombshell? Okay, this conference he thinks is here for is about to become rather nasty.
Yesterday.
I just wanted to sort of go to finish with kind of where he's...
Mark, would it be okay if I just had a chat with everyone? It's okay, thank you. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I've got an important announcement to make. Will you all just, I'll kindly ask you to remain in the building, please. Please don't leave. Following an incident last night, the police would like to come and talk to you. I can't really give any more details than that, I'm afraid.
What do you mean an incident? You mean like a robbery?
I can't really go.
I found a body on my way into work this morning.
There was a body
There's been a
found.
murder.
There was a body found on the grounds last night. Can't really go into any more details than that. But please do remain in the building.
Was it? Well, who?
I think it was the American guy.
It's Patrick Black. We can't be sure. The police will confirm, and the police will give you all the information that you need. Now, at least remain in the building, preferably in this room, if I could.
Oh my God.
Are you all right, Jodie?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Detective Inspector Palmer. This is my colleague, DS Sykes. As you appreciate, I understand you've just been told the news that there has been a death overnight here, and we have to be treating this as suspicious. We need to speak to everyone, and we will be speaking to you individually. We will have a duty solicitor present, just in case you want to speak to them.
All the conditioning stages of the plan are coming together. You can see the guilt and the memory doubt and the motive all surfacing in his mind. But I want to see what the actors think. So while they're going for their interviews, I'm going to go and talk to them because he's looking quite stressed.
Mr. Stephen White, please.
What's it like in there? It's all quite emotional, isn't it?
See, it's just totally real for him. He's definitely just in, you know, in that kind of shock.
Yeah.
Of not knowing what's happening.
You're right, Jodie. You sure?
Reverend Jenny Green.
That's me. He's not feeling very well. Just very, very quiet. You can sort of see him.
See the cogs turning yet?
No, they're not trying to trick you or catch you out.
Could I have Ellie, please?
But he was reassured by Jenny saying, well, they don't ask you any hard questions, and Alice was saying, don't make anything up, just tell them what you know. If you don't know it, don't say anything. He was like, right, yeah.
No, we've got here at like 5 or something.
I didn't see him at all.
That's all right.
Jodie just sort of suddenly lost all his colour.
You all right, man?
Could I have Jodie, please? Jodie? Oh. Let's come through.
All right, Ellie.
How's he doing?
He's really beginning to put the jigsaw pieces together from last night.
Yeah. Let's see how he gets on with the detectives.
Come on through. Put yourself in.
Hello. Mr. For a second, is it? This is Mr. Barron, who's the duty solicitor. If you'd like to just take a seat. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all we're trying to do is to find out exactly what happened to poor Mr. Black. How did you actually get on with Dr. Black?
We were okay. Yeah. Sometimes he could be quite blunt. Sometimes he was a bit rude.
Right. Do you drink a great deal? Are you
not usually.
No.
No.
What about last night? Did you?
You know, I had a few drinks last night and the night before.
Yeah. And how did you sleep last night then? Was that okay?
Last night I slept the best I've ever slept in my life. I think.
Really?
He's not mentioning it.
Yeah, I was out like a light.
Yeah.
And they had to knock on my door in the morning.
Wow.
To say breakfast was being served.
But yet people say they saw you walking around the house. What was that all about?
I honestly don't know.
Do you suffer with memory loss normally?
Sometimes when I've drunk champagne, In the past,
yes,
I have had some memory loss.
Okay, so let's perhaps put our cards on the table here. What happened this morning? Where did you wake up?
I woke up outside.
And yet you said just now that they had to knock on your door for breakfast at 9 o'clock.
Well, yeah, well, I went back to bed.
Right. And you woke up outside, but how did you get there? Do you know? Okay, Mr. Rusuggan, I'm very grateful for you to come in, and we'll work our way through all the others and have a chat with them. And
are you sure you're right? You look like maybe you want to say something.
That's right.
All right, Jodie. It's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. I'll walk back through with you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Nicky hasn't confessed. Can we get the police out of there? Thank you. Can we get the police out? He just needs a bit more time, I think.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
He's going to leave. He's going to leave.
Going outside.
That's fine. He's leaving the front door.
No cameras outside? Can we see through a window?
Yeah, because you got the window shut.
Can we go through a window, please? Nick, we can't see him and he's gone.
He's running down the path towards the entrance of the gate.
He's running offside.
He's gone to the police station in the village.
Right, okay.
So what's been happening?
A friend of ours was I believe, was killed. I woke up in the middle of the grounds in the garden. I don't know why or how I got there, but
Okay.
it's kind of coming together and...
The police station is just up here, right?
So, what makes you think you've been involved?
There's a 2-hour gap between 5 and 7 o'clock where I was either asleep or...
Is that something you might
know whether I was conscious or not.
We've obviously been aware of what's been going on up at the house, and we had these come off the printer a short while ago, and this is where this is how it's been played out. And I don't know if these jog your memory at all. This is how the doctor was found, the blood splatters on the walls.
Okay, this has gone far enough.
Do you think you might have done something?
I think I might. I think I killed him.
Okay, all right. This is obviously quite a serious situation now, and before we go any further, I need to go make a couple of phone calls, all right? And then we can take on from there, all right?
What are you doing here?
I'm admitting to a murder.
Okay. How are you feeling at the moment? What's...
Confused a bit.
I met you a while back. You applied to be on one of my TV shows.
Yes.
Yeah. You didn't kill Dr. Black. You didn't kill Dr. Black because he isn't dead. And he isn't dead because there was no murder. And there was no murder because the whole thing was staged. It was acted. It was an experiment about how we can be manipulated by guilt and whether you would confess, whether you would hand yourself in for murder that you didn't commit. Everybody in that house was an actor.
No.
There's no student futures. It was just made up. These aren't real police. We couldn't film in here, we couldn't take a camera in here. This isn't even a real police station. Look, it's not even a real building. It's made of paper.
Oh my God.
How lovely to see you.
I'm really cold.
One of the reasons why I chose you for this, because you're basically the nicest guy in the world, and all these guys have just fallen in love with you, and that's why you'd be the last person to ever do anything like this, which is why I wanted to use you.
Thanks.
Would you like a drink?
Not champagne.
Got your camera up there.
I convinced myself that I'd done it, and I thought, I just can't believe that I've done something like this. What have I done? I've actually killed somebody. Wow. I'd remembered the hotel manager had said there's only a police station and I think a post office down the road. So I walked down the road and put myself in.
How are you feeling now at the moment? What's kind of...
I'm relieved I didn't kill anybody.
I couldn't stop laughing at the end. I thought it was hilarious that I'd been drawn in so far and I just accepted it.
Tim Minchin obviously in on it too. He was in on it as well. Yeah, and he was going to cancel everything so that he could be here today, but he couldn't. He just ended up not being able to cancel it, but sends his love.
I've learnt that I can be easily led, certainly if there's a big enough group of people.
Do you forgive us for putting you through it?
Absolutely, I'll forgive you. It was just such a great experience, you know. It was wonderful, magnificent. Words can't describe it.
Evening.
Hello. All right.
Anybody up for a little bit of mind reading?
Yes.
Yes? What's your name?
Christian.
Again?
Christian.
Christian. Come round here for me. Christian, nice to meet you, Christian. Okay, do this for me. Think of a tune. I want you to get a tune in your head. And I want you to make it a tune that's well-known, that people would know about if they heard it, all right? I'm going to ask you to play it in your head, nothing out loud, but sort of whistle it or hum it to yourself. But just make sure it's a well-known one. It can be, you know, modern or old, doesn't matter, but just get something and just start. Don't sing it, just in your head, just silently. Okay, so now I know it's got words to it. So you see, everything you're saying is giving me clues, so try not to give me too many clues, but just get it in your head. Have you got something? Slow down a little bit, perhaps a little bit slower than it would normally play. and just start to run that through in your head, okay? So it's got words to it, we know that. So it could be like a nursery rhyme, or it could be a pop song, or it could... Okay, so it's a modern song then, all right? Just keep looking at me and just play the song in your head over and over again. There's a slightly stringy feel to it. Would that be right? Yeah. I imagine if it's a pop song, it's probably like with maybe a guitar and strings mainly. It's not a big band sound, but it is a band. So it's a band song. It starts off na-na, like that, yeah? Something ba-da-da-ba. Is something like that? Keep looking at me. Right, now just turn up the volume in your mind. Turn it up so you make it louder. Louder and louder. So you can almost hear it for real. Is it the verb?
I believe it is Rich Ashcroft.
Is it
the verb? Yeah.
Is it the drugs don't work by the verb?
I know he's evil, and I know that he's pure. I could see in his eyes that I was simply a baby lamb to the wolf. I could tell that this was going to end badly for me, and it did.
I'm not evil. I just sometimes go to great lengths to make these things happen.
Good.
Let's rewind back through Christian's day before he went to the pub.
Well, if we could get back in. I don't think so. No, I think she's there purely as a group work.
Well, they're actually quite good if we did a few unloaded and loads. And in the actual new office, it all piles in and sets out and sets up.
So that's one way of getting an idea into someone's head, and tonight's experiment is all about spreading an idea. Tonight's experiment is about what makes us lucky. Why do some people live lucky lives and others experience constant misfortune? What is this mysterious force, and can it be harnessed? Well, the subject of tonight's investigation is not an individual, but an entire town. This is Todmorden, a friendly town in West Yorkshire, and for the last 3 months it's been the location of a large-scale experiment to find out how we can make ourselves more lucky. An experiment that will end with one resident putting their life savings on the roll of a dice. Hello. Thank you very much. Before we get on to our main event this afternoon, and the reason why you're all here, I would like to tell you a brief story. And it's a bit of a confession in a way, so I'm slightly nervous doing this, so bear with me. And it's a story that started about 3 months ago, and it finishes today. It finishes right here, now. The story begins with a statue of a dog in Todmorden Centre Vale Park. The statue's been there for years, though most locals probably wouldn't even know it was there. The statue is about to become the subject of a rumour, and a rumour that will be planted with just one simple question: have you heard about the lucky statue? Now, I don't want people connecting this with me, so I've enlisted the help of journalist Dawn Porter to arrive in Todmorden with a camera crew under the guise of a TV documentary to ask the question for me. And I'll give myself 3 months to see how the idea spreads. And if it takes hold, I will come back to Todmorden when those 3 months are up and confess.
We're making a documentary for Channel 4 about luck. Luck. Have you heard about the lucky statue?
I don't know anything about it.
Never even heard about it, love.
I didn't know anything about that.
Oh, I don't really believe in no.
You don't believe in luck?
No, not really.
You haven't heard of anyone that's used the statue?
I can't even imagine that statue.
Would you stroke it?
I would do, but I need some good luck.
Are you not a lucky person?
Not at all.
Have you heard anything about a lucky dog?
Simply by asking the question, I was hoping that Dawn would sow the seeds of the rumour, and after a few weeks I would see if people were beginning to believe in the power of the lucky dog.
And you too, take care, bye-bye. I feel like I'm going to leave here and there'll be lots of chats over dinner tables tonight about, have you heard about the lucky dog? So I feel pretty satisfied. I think I've done what I came to do.
To get concrete evidence whether people were beginning to take the lucky dog seriously, we rigged a hidden camera opposite the statue. If there was any activity around the lucky dog, night or day, the camera would pick it up. One of the reasons I chose Todmorden is because it's a town that thrives on local mythology, tales of the supernatural and constant rumours.
A lot of people know everybody else's business.
There's a lot of stuff weird in Todmorden, I'll tell you.
We've had herds of cows appear on Todmorden Park for no reason.
All tales about witches and all sorts.
Well, I think there's been a couple of murders.
A guy was found unclothed and dead on the railway station car park.
Well, there's been sightings and people took up into alien ships.
It's also the largest area for lesbians in the country.
I asked Dawn to choose 7 residents and tell them she wanted to film them to see if touching the dog would affect their luck. And again, they don't know that I'm involved. The group consisted of Mike, who runs the toy shop.
I've always liked the number 13. I bought this property that was number 13, and everything about it has just been good news.
And Wayne the butcher, who considered himself to be unlucky.
I'm jinxed. Is that the word?
Gemma from the vintage fashion shop.
I always look on the bright side. If you feel happy, like, obviously your body feels happy. So, you know, it keeps you well.
And Beryl, who owns the vintage shop.
I think it'd be wonderful if it worked.
Sally, a local artist.
Rather than think, oh, what's going to go right or what's going to be great today, I think, oh, what's going to go wrong.
Gina, who owns the hair salon.
Lovely, it's very sore.
And Tony, who's pagan.
I have a beautiful wife. I have food in my cupboards. Yeah, I'm lucky. Cheerio, old fella.
The seed was sown, and over the next couple of weeks I wanted to see if it would take hold and become part of the town's mythology, and in particular what effect it would have on our 7 residents.
A dog? Oh. No, as I say, I've been here a long time, but not heard that one.
Well, I've heard a few people say there's somebody win the lottery or something.
It's not a big thing that people talk about or make the way to go and do.
My grandma told me about a lucky dog a long, long time ago. And that's all I know, really, to be honest.
Okay, in Centrevale Park?
In Centrevale Park, yeah.
Apparently, if you stroke it, you get winning lottery tickets.
That's ridiculous.
There's supposedly a lucky dog in the park, statue of a dog.
So the legend of the lucky dog was slowly beginning to enter the town's consciousness. Our hidden camera showed a trickle of people coming to visit the statue, but I wanted to find out if it was having any real impact. So I asked Dawn to go back and visit the 7 residents she chose who don't know that the lucky dog story is made up. Had they reported any tales of luck since Dawn's last visit? Mike from Todmorden's Toy Museum was first on Dawn's itinerary.
So has anything happened since you stroked the lucky dog?
Last week, this is straight after I stroked the dog, the first thing that came in the shop was an elderly lady that couldn't see me sitting down. She said, "Is there anybody there?" Plonked this black bag on the counter, and when I looked inside it, it was a 1950s Triumph Theatre. Quite incredible, you know, to get something so unique straight afterwards.
Just plonked on your desk one day. So would you go as far as to say that the good luck that's come your way recently is because you patted the lucky dog?
Who knows? I mean, it would seem so, wouldn't it? I say I'm not particularly superstitious, but there is something a bit special about that dog being there.
The artist Sally also had some welcome news.
Well, I've had a few lottery wins. I'd never win the lottery. But the best thing is, when I saw everybody the first time and I stroked the lucky dog, I was applying for a job. And today I had the interview and I got the job. No!
Oh!
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's
how lucky is
fantastic.
that?
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, I feel really privileged to have the job.
Tony the pagan had found that new work opportunities had opened up for him.
So I gave the dog a pat, I gave it a stroke, and I started making these. It's a druidic ceremony staff. What they'd use them for is some form of pagan ceremony. You know, it calls, you can use it to call the ancestors, you can use it to point.
Dawn then went to see Beryl, who also had some lucky news for us.
You only patted the dog yesterday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
And you've already won tenner on the lottery?
Yeah, I won it that night.
And at the same time as getting a trim, she popped in to see Gina.
To my amazement, I won on what's called a bonus ball, and I won £48. It makes you think that, you know, who knows, there could be something with that dog in there.
Two people with contrasting attitudes to luck are Gemma, the fashion student, and Wayne, the butcher. Wayne perceives himself as being very unlucky.
Luck? If it weren't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any. What have I done? I was driving down the road, my windows were down, and someone shot me with an air rifle and right inside at nose. I lit a gas cooker, that blew up. Oven doors blew open. What else? Oh, I went to help father with his sheep and catch one, and that ran me over and broke my hand. Lucky me, very. But as for lucky in family, it's my brother, Sean, that's usually does most of the winning on everything. How much did you win at Legion on cards? 700. Right, £660 on that one. Irish Lottery's won twice, that's £500 odd both times. So, what will be, will be.
What will be, will be. Wayne has a fatalistic attitude. Is that what makes him unlucky? It's a very different attitude from that of Gemma, the window dresser.
I definitely want to do something with visual merchandising, which is like merchandising a full store. The place where I'd love to work at is probably Harvey Nichols, really, because of the artistic windows they do. If an opportunity came up, I'd definitely grab it if I could. You know, say someone said, oh, if something were going on in London to do with fashion, I'd go down there straight away and, I'd drop everything.
So Gemma and Wayne have opposing attitudes to life and luck.
Bad fortune for me. No, it's been a quiet week. Good fortune for my brother, because he just won another £150 on the lottery. There you go.
But I wanted to put this to the test and find out if Wayne is simply missing opportunities. So we set up a little experiment. First, a fake scratch card made up by us.
It's 7:40 in the morning, very early. Wayne the butcher arrives at his butcher shop at 8 o'clock, and Derren has asked me to drop this scratch card in the door before he gets there, with a bundle of other leaflets. Idea being, he'll either look at it and discard it, or look at it and scratch it, and if he does, then he's going to win a telly. Oh, God. That was actually quite terrifying. I felt like I was being really naughty.
Did Wayne grab this opportunity? We went back the following week to find out.
Did you pat the dog?
I patted the dog, yes.
Anything lucky happened?
Nothing at all.
Nothing lucky?
Nothing lucky to me.
Because Wayne had never won anything before, he thought he never would, so he ignored the scratch card and missed out on a free TV. We thought we'd be bolder, so we set up another potentially lucky opportunity for Wayne to see if he'd take it.
Hi there. Have you got a minute? I'd like you to take part in some market research. It's literally just one question, if you could take part. Can you name me 5 cuts of beef?
Yeah, of course I can. Top side, silver side.
Silver side.
Knuckle.
Knuckle.
Sirloins.
Sirloin.
Chuck tender.
Chuck tender. Cool. Well, thank you for taking part, and because you got them all right, I'm going to give you a little bit of money. What, 20 quid?
Oh, no, you're right.
No, it's for you.
But why?
It's just, because you got them all right, and it's 20 quid.
Are you sure?
Absolutely, no strings attached.
Go on, then.
There we go. 20 quid.
Yeah, go on, then.
So thank you very much for taking part, and that's for you.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Excuse me, sir. Have you got a minute? I'm doing some market research. I was wondering if you could help me with it.
I'll come back in about 5. Is it all right? You're there till dinner?
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
OK, then.
Thank you.
Frustratingly, Wayne didn't come back in 5 minutes. But I wasn't giving up. I was determined to make him see an opportunity, so this time we placed a £50 note right in Wayne's path. Surely there's no way he could miss it. But he just couldn't see what was right in front of him. Whilst Wayne was still missing opportunities, our secret camera showed an increase in the number of people touching the dog, including a couple of people who seemed to be rubbing their lottery tickets on its head. I wanted to see whether this was having a measurable impact on people's luck, so I got Dawn to get together the people who believed in the luck of the dog and invited them on a day trip to Blackpool to test their luck on the arcade games. Of course, I asked Dawn to get them to touch the dog first. Along for the ride was Sally, the artist, Gemma, the window dresser, Beryl, the vintage shop owner, and Gina, the hairdresser. I went along myself to observe them playing. Wearing my standard minor celebrity disguise, I was able to mingle with them to see what happened without them knowing I was there. I expected to see them win an average amount but just feel they were luckier, but they did actually win more. Somehow, their belief in the lucky dog was creating a state of mind that was making them win.
You won! That's brilliant!
They were playing for longer and concentrating more. The results to me were astonishing. So this is an experiment to see whether the only difference between lucky and unlucky people really is just how they respond to opportunities, and the same opportunities that we all have in life. So we're going to set up an opportunity, and we have 2 landlords who we're going to do interviews with separately and then send them off walking down the same road past you. And they'll be presented with the same opportunity, which is you with a flat tyre in the road. And they will have the opportunity to come and help you. And of course, if they do, if either of them do, they will be lucky because they'll be rewarded with your offer as a way of thanking them for helping them, of doing a gig at their pub, whichever one of these 2 pubs essentially comes to help you.
All right.
So this all makes sense to you? And you're happy to do that?
That's gone in, I think so.
I think it'll be. I think it should be fun. So we're going to break you down, or at least give you a flat tyre on the streets of Todd. Thank you very much for this.
Right.
Let's get the car over.
Right, so
and send you off.
Let's do it. Let's hope one of them accepts the gig.
If not, it'll just be humiliating for everyone. Cheers. Bye-bye.
See you later.
In order for our publicans to have the dog fresh in their minds, I asked Dawn to meet them by the statue and ask them a few questions to gauge their attitude to chance. Our first landlord was Damon, who doesn't really see himself as lucky.
It just does make you wonder what it is about petting the dog that makes good things come your way.
I think if it's positive energy going down that mystical road, then a lot of people give credence to that, don't they? But yeah, but,
do you?
I'm on the edge of that, shall we say.
So Damon didn't quite embrace the idea of luck, but at the same time he didn't dismiss it. Jason and a member of our team who was playing his assistant were in position with a flat tyre, and I found a safe spot so that I could watch the events unfold.
Just let me know then.
I've got him inside, I can see him. Excuse me, you don't know how to fix a tyre, do you, on a car? I've got a slow puncture and I've no idea how to
There's a garage just round that corner.
It's my first day on this job and I'm really kind of stressed out that...
Unfortunately, I've got a business to open. But if you honestly go around the corner, there's a central garage.
Do you know which tyre is it? Was it that back one? I've no idea. I don't know anything about... Aye, mate.
All right.
I know nothing about cars.
Why, really?
Do you not?
Go around the corner, there's a garage.
Oh, is there? Sure, let's have a look.
You can see it, central garage.
Right.
We'll sort you out there.
OK, thanks, mate. Cheers.
Damon had failed to take the bait. Our second publican was Sue.
Do you think you're a lucky person?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I'm not... I don't have much bad luck.
So we put that to the test.
It's my first day on a new job. Yeah. I've had a puncture and I just need a hand blowing the tyre back. Well, it's on this tyre here.
Yeah. I'll ring you back. What's
Okay.
happening then? Hiya.
Hiya. I will get you. I can get you somebody straight
Can
away
you?
who knows more about cars than I do.
you.
Hang
That'd
on
be
one
magic.
second.
Even though Sue didn't know how to fix it, she took the opportunity to go and find someone
Yeah.
who did.
Should be all right.
Here you go,
What
my
time is it?
darling. This gentleman knows all about
Oh,
things.
what
The
a
man on the
legend.
phone said it was
Okay,
really
all
straightforward.
right,
Thank
lovely.
God for that.
You're all right.
Oh.
Well, if you're ever passing through, I've got a pub up road.
Oh, have you?
Call
What's
in
that?
and have a pie.
What's it called?
Jack's house.
Jack's
Jack's house.
house.
Yeah.
Well, if there's anything I can do at your pub or anything,
No,
just pop round.
you're more than welcome to come in for a
Yeah?
pint, darling. You won't get oined or anything like
No.
that. Promise you.
Sounds like a nice place.
You won't have me to deal with.
Do
Okay.
you do comedy in your pub?
Hey, you should do it.
We do. We run a comedy night.
I'll come and do one at your pub.
Are you joking?
I'll do one for you. It's only up the road. Well, you've helped us out today.
Do you really mean that?
I'd love to. I do a lot of them.
Sue couldn't believe her luck when Jason offered to perform in her pub.
You need a little night.
All right, miss, see you later.
All right, Sue.
Bye-bye, love.
So we done it.
Yeah.
That was easy enough, wasn't it?
And the news that he was doing a free gig didn't take long to spread.
Jimmy Carr tweeted about it, as did Matt Lucas and as did John Bishop. And Twitter has gone absolutely berserk over the fact that Jason's doing this gig here tonight.
Jason announced it on his Facebook page, and in seconds, hundreds of people said they would go. The local radio station also picked it up.
Jason Manford is in West Yorkshire tonight doing a special one-off free gig, Todmorden at Jack's house.
There's a dog that's apparently, look, it's a statue of a dog. Apparently you pat the head or you stroke the dog or whatever, and something lucky or good happens to you. Jason! Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Manford!
Hey, mate, how are you?
There's people at the window as well, Jesus. I feel like I'm in Shaun of the Dead.
Sue's pub had never been so packed. People were squeezing into every available space. And after Jason's 40-minute set was over, customers had to help her serve the hundreds of people wanting drinks. Sue had taken an opportunity that had a built-in luck factor, something she didn't realize at the time. But by being open and embracing the opportunity, she created her own good fortune. Sue and Damon had the same chances to maximize their luck. Same opportunities, different lives. We went back to meet unlucky butcher Wayne, for whom I'd been constantly setting up opportunities that would make him feel lucky if only he'd take them. So far, he hadn't noticed any of them, so next time I opted for something a little less subtle. On the pretext of filming an interview, Dawn's crew arranged to meet Wayne at his father's farm. Did Wayne see it? If he did, he chose to ignore it. Undeterred, we kept following him.
Was that for me? Wayne, call this number.
Thank you for calling. If your name is Wayne, please leave a message and someone will get back to you as soon as possible.
Hello, my name's Wayne Stansfield. I'm a butcher in Todmorden. If you want to get back to me, the phone number is 01.
Finally, Wayne's seen an opportunity and acted on it. However, his reward is going to be a mixed blessing.
Thank you.
Been in Todmorden for 6 weeks now, and finally the story has taken hold and we're on the front page of the Todmorden News.
It's just one of those things that seems to have snowballed and taken everybody with it.
People chatting in the market about it, on the local online forum.
It's said if you go pat it on its head, it brings you luck. Oh, it's been going on for years as this.
But it's bringing people to the town now. People are coming here to see the dog.
Yes, I did pat the dog on Tuesday.
I'll go back and pat the dog again, see what more luck it brings me.
So I'm just checking in to see if
Okay.
anything happened.
No good luck. I've had bad luck. My pipes have bust at home and made a mess of the front room.
Word was continuing to spread outside of Todmorden, and a journalist from the Halifax Courier arrived to interview the locals.
And had you ever heard of this local legend before?
No.
And would you say you've had luck since you've touched it?
Yes, definitely.
Watching the belief in the dog spread, I was fascinated to hear what a psychic would make of it. So Dawn asked Sally Morgan if she'd like to come along and give her views.
And you feel energies here?
Oh. As soon as I got out of the car. This, if lucky, can get people to focus their mind in a certain way that creates, I believe, this positive energy, then great. We want Lucky here. The person that loved him, I think that spirit is here. Lucky happens to be sitting right smack bang in the middle of this vortex, you could say, of energy.
I've had a real streak of good luck, personally, and in my work environment as well.
The local radio station interviewed Dawn about the lucky dog, and during the show several people called in about the luck they'd had since touching the statue, including Mike, the toy shop owner.
The first time, I wished for my wife to be well so she could go on holiday. And she got well and drove herself to Scarborough and had a wonderful holiday and came back okay.
Amazing.
To bring you completely up to date, I had my accountant's bill, which I couldn't afford to pay. It's £384. And I made £400 in a week, which is the most. That is the most I have ever made in a week. Almost to the point of feeling a bit uncomfortable about it.
My dad's going in hospital tomorrow, and I'm going to cry now.
No,
Stop it.
no.
He's going for an operation tomorrow, and we thought, go and stroke the dog. It'll all help.
I didn't want anyone to get hurt as a result of my experiment, so as the 3 months were up, I knew what I had to do next.
Hi, Derren.
Hello. It's really beautiful, isn't it?
It is beautiful from up here. So I've spent quite a lot of time here now.
I think it's probably time for me to take over the reins.
I think so.
It feels like the story has really grown now and become really something beyond our immediate control.
Yeah, it has. I mean, to think that I got here however many weeks ago, and now this rumour has taken on a life of its own, and it's just escalated into something quite big.
It is tricky, isn't it? So I remember Mike, the guy that rang you up when you were on the radio show.
Yeah.
You know, he's really taken something from this, and it's difficult with that to think, if I explain to him what's really been going on, will that take away from him? Will he turn a very positive thing into just feeling duped, which would be a real shame? Will he start to feel his luck's now undone, and then will that change his experience? And it's just difficult, isn't it? It's a tricky thing that I've got to go and do. All right, I think it's probably time for me to go and introduce myself.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you for everything.
No problem.
Bye. Right, bye-bye. Bye, Dawn. So, quietly one morning, I arrived in Todmorden, and the first thing I knew I had to do was visit Wayne, the butcher. So I'm going to go in and talk to Wayne, there he is, and show him what we've been up to over the last couple of weeks. I wanted to show Wayne that his bad luck was really just about missed opportunities, and that things could have been very different if he'd been more open. Look at this. So you called the number?
I did.
That was me.
Was that you?
That was me. Dawn said that you considered yourself to be quite unlucky.
Well, yes.
So, with Dawn's help, I got her to just set a few things up with you, and I want to show you tiny little bits that we filmed that you're not aware of. Because, so, if you hadn't called the number, you wouldn't be doing this now, but you did call the number, and it took a great big truck for you to finally
it was a big truck,
notice this. I jogged his memory about the scratch card.
And Derren has asked me to drop this scratch card in the door.
So it was a fake scratch card made up. If you scratched it, you'd have won a TV. The market researcher. If you'd have stayed, this is what the market research was.
Can you name 5 cuts of beef?
That would have been it.
Okay, because you've done all 5, absolutely no strings attached. That's for you.
So we did that all day. After that, we put £50 on the floor. We thought, you're not going to miss that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So look, I explained to Wayne that I felt the difference between being a lucky person or an unlucky person is just about taking opportunities that can lead on to something else, and that we make our own luck. So look, I hope I've got a little bit of blood in me. Thank you very much, Wayne.
No
very
problem.
nice to meet you.
Well, I know people miss things, but I didn't think I'd miss so many. But like you say, if they come up again, I'll give them a looking at.
Now I needed to find out once and for all if we really had, bizarrely, created a lucky dog. So in the spirit of open-minded inquiry, I decided to put the dog to the test. And I wanted the townsfolk to suggest what form this test should take.
So I'm in Todmorden Cricket Club, about to meet with some of the villagers, and of course it's the villagers that we've been filming as part of this documentary, although they don't know that that's anything to do with me. And I want to talk to them about whether there's some way we can test the dog.
Hello.
I'm Beryl.
Beryl, nice to meet you, Beryl.
Mike.
It was
Mike.
lovely to meet the people I'd been watching for so long. I felt like I already knew some of them. And they were full of ideas as to how to put the luck theory to the test.
A casino or dice or type thing if it's inside the town hall.
It could be.
Your roulette wheel type red and black thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're 50 odds each time.
Dice, it's simple.
What's good about a dice is that it's 1 in 6, so you're unlikely to win, as opposed to a red or black or 50-50 or a toss of a coin when you just know that, well, half the time they're going to win anyway, so you really want to do it a few times to see whether they're really getting lucky or not. In terms of a bit of suspense and a bit of drama, I think the dice idea might be best, and I think somebody or the villagers or one person putting money on the roll of a dice, just to me, feels like it could be really, really good fun and have a lot of drama to it. All right. Okay, so we all happy with this as a plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will see you on Sunday in the town hall, and we'll have some fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you all soon. Bye-bye, bye-bye. My arrival in Todmorden attracted the local media, and I found myself having to give some careful answers to their questions.
So can you tell us briefly a little bit about why you're in Todmorden and how you heard about our lucky dog?
Yes, well, I read about it on Twitter, first of all.
You specialise in fooling people by illusions and so on. Is this an illusion or not?
I don't know. We'll find out.
News of the dice roll at the town hall tomorrow had created a real buzz in Todmorden.
It's just hotted up in town because since yesterday there's been a poster here, a poster there, a little ballot box for putting forms in.
I've placed ballot boxes all over town, and the person who bids the most will gamble that amount on the roll of a dice. If their chosen number comes up, they'll walk away with 6 times their bid. If not, they lose everything. And I've asked the residents to build a perspex chute through which the dice will be rolled for added drama.
Well, most people are really excited. Some people are coming over from Cheshire. And I believe there's various bets from £5 to 100.
Myself, I ventured £10, and unknown to my wife, she's ventured £5.
I have entered. Well, actually, I put £500 on it.
And all the regulars are very excited about it. We're quite busy down there. Everybody intends to be there.
So a few months ago, I thought I would try an experiment, and I thought I would start a rumour. I would start a rumour, like those rumours of miracle weeping statues and those kind of things that you hear about, and healing springs. I thought I'd start something like that, but a positive one, you know, a nice one. So I asked Dawn Porter to go into a small town and spread a rumour. And she was to ask one question, and the one question was, have you heard about the lucky dog? See how this story turned out. And what was interesting is that what we started to hear of were lucky stories. People were feeling their luck change. So we set up a test. We thought we'll take somebody who's lucky, and Sue absolutely described herself as lucky, and then we'll have a control subject, somebody else to try the test on, and that was Damon. And the test was this. I called up Jason Manford. And the test was very simple. They would both be given the same opportunity, which was to lucky. So we started setting up some things for Wayne. Now, Wayne knows this. I've shown him footage of what we did. And in the end, it took a great big truck with a big A-board on it just saying, Wayne! Call this number! And a phone number for him to call. It is now Sunday afternoon, and we're here in the town hall, and we're going to test the lucky dog. I thought I was going to be here apologising to you and explaining that the dog isn't lucky.
But I think it's actually a little more complicated than that now, and I think in a weird way, we have sort of inadvertently created a lucky dog. But you have to sort of take it, it's important you take it with a certain perspective, because you can't rely on it. There's nothing magical about it. But what does seem to happen is that if you embrace the idea of it, that you touch it, you pat the dog, and maybe if something changes in you, then you start to approach maybe life a little bit differently. And to me, it's always far more interesting and worthwhile and fascinating and rich and resonant and beautiful when it's about us as human beings and not some made-up superstition. So that's what I think. For the last few days, a lot of you have been filling out ballot forms. I said I would take one of you and have you bet on the roll of a dice. A lot of you were putting in £2, £3, £5, £10 even, which was great, and many of you were doing that. And then I came across this. £1,000. After the £1,000 are the words, my life savings. That person, and I can't tell you how much this moved me when I read it, is Wayne. First of all, I just want to check this is genuine. So what happened?
The opportunities I've missed off the video you showed me, I thought, well, this is an opportunity, go for it.
It's a 1 in 6 chance. In other words, if you put in the £1,000, you will get, and you win, you'll get the £1,000 back and then £5,000 from me, turning your 1,000 savings into 6,000. You understand that?
I understand.
And you're happy with that?
I am.
Is this Lisa? Is this your wife?
Yes. She didn't know.
Where are you with this? Are you okay with this, Lisa?
Yes.
Well, in that case, get yourself up here, Wayne. Let's give Wayne a hand. Can I see the money, please? It's £1,000. Okay. If you lose, if your number doesn't come up, I'm not going to keep this myself. It'll be split between 2 charities that I support: the National Parrot Zoo up in Skegness and and the Green Room Project, which is a project in London getting troubled kids back to school. Those are 2 charities that I'm the patron of. On the 1 in 6 chance that your number comes up, this is £5,000, which will be added to your 1,000, making 6,000 in total. That's the money. Now, Mike has the dice. It's come from Mike's toy shop museum. He's provided the dice himself. Thank you very much. Do you have it on you? Excellent. Thank you very much indeed. There you go, Wayne.
Good luck, Wayne.
Come over here for me. We now need the lucky number. So I'm not going to choose that myself. I would like you to do that for us. So if you can all think of a number between 1 and 6, and then we're going to take a vote. Put your hands up if you thought of number 1. Hardly any of you. Put your hands up if you thought of number 2. A few more. Number 3. A few more. Number 4. Wow. Okay. Right. Okay, can we beat that? Number 5. 6. The audience has spoken. You happy to go with number 4?
Number 4's there.
All right. The number 4 is our lucky number. We now reveal to you, as assembled this morning by some residents of Todmorden, the Lucky Dog Dice Shoot. Right.
I'll never get down that.
Now you can probably just work out how this works. There's a bowl here at the end. The dice goes in the top, and it rolls all the way down and comes out into the bowl. Now, before we do this, Lisa, Wayne's wife, can you come up as well? I'm going to need you to give us a hand too. Let's give Lisa a hand too to come up. Wayne's daughter's here as well. We'll get the whole family up. Thank you very much. We want to bring these step ladders around. So if you want to grab that side of it there. No, don't you dare.
All right, I'm going to come around here. Okay. One more question for you, Wayne. Starting now, starting with this next roll, which will take us the first roll, you've chosen the number 4. Do you want it to be on the first roll, the second roll, the third roll, or the fourth roll?
The third roll.
The third roll, okay. So on the third roll, we are hoping that it will come up as a number 4. Are we clear on that? Yeah? Okay, Wayne, get ready. Lisa, if you can call out the number. Drop. That's a 2. Pass it back across. This is the second of 3 rolls. Ready? Drop. It's a 6. Now, Wayne, what you've done here today is stood up in front of the town and taken what I'm guessing is probably the most nerve-wracking opportunity and probably the biggest risk you've taken in your life, or pretty much way up there, yes?
Oh, it's one of the biggest.
A few weeks ago, you wouldn't have done this, and the fact that you've made this change, that's what's important, regardless of what happens down here.
True.
All right? Okay. Then with that in mind, with your life savings on the roll of this dice, and we want a 4. In fact, let's have a countdown. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, drop! Wayne. Take the dice, hang on to it, please. Take it, Wayne. There's your £1,000 back.
There's your 20 you lent me.
2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, £6,000, Wayne, and keep the lucky dice. I don't know what to say, but it's fireworks at 8 o'clock in Centrevale Park, so bring your friends. Thank you for coming.
Everything's been so fantastic with what's happened with this story.
I've no disappointment. I think it was brilliant.
Who knows, 50, 60 years down the line, it may still be a lucky dog.
Yeah, it were a good thing, even though it were not real. Good things came out of it.
I must admit, I've changed. When opportunities come along now, I'm going to take them opportunities. That's the difference.